Greetings, this time from the Galactic Federation. The Arcturians are part of it, the Arcturian Council. I'm one of the members, and today's topic will be Health is Your Wealth. And it's an unusual topic. It's like a revelation. It's more like designed for your mind. To expedite the communique with efficiency. Listen to what I have to share. This is life-changing. And if your parasite has an agreement, you'll switch off, or you think this is nonsense, because you're not in control. As they say, mind your thoughts. They may not be your own. There have been books by scientists that have been released about schizophrenics and the voices in their head. A particular one guy, self-experiment, do your own research, don't believe a thing. I'm just giving you an accumulation of an observation that I've made. And here it goes. Albert Einstein said, man's greatest foe is a microbe. The greatest enemy of mankind is not the wars, not the plots, not the conspiracy, not the corruption of the mind. It is more, the greatest enemy is invisible, it is all around us. And it's nothing positive. Somebody would say, who let that in? It is in the produce. I'll give you an example. In the commercial industry worldwide, that's why the title, Make the World Healthy Again, we have artificially fertilized and pesticide soil, and we're trying to make crops grow through that. Do your own research, ask your ChatGPTs or your DeepSeeks or whatever you have to get the reference and do fact-checking to what I'm sharing with you right now. First of all, the question is, are you in your health? Are you in your wealth? And you don't know that until you have done what? A live blood analysis under a dark field microscope. And science has shown, and I will show you images while I speak, where you will have blood that is unhealthy, sick, and then you have blood that is healthy blood, clear, not cluttered. I had done an investigation years ago, since I have reached the limits of my capacity to detect where the ceiling of my health level is. I am not a doctor. This is not a claim. This is an observation. You come to your own conclusion. And I think the right and just mind will know exactly what I'm talking about. This time we're coming in with the Galactic Federation because it is your galactic heritage. But how can you communicate and contact extraterrestrials if this vessel is corrupt? Mind, body and soul cannot function if it is parasitic. That is called the interference between signal to noise ratio, meaning you and the source need to be clear. To become clear between what you call God, or many religions call that, and you, or your oversoul or higher self in you, we need to get rid of the interference. And this is the time, this is ascension, and we're paying attention. So, I've looked at images of blood that is unhealthy. So you'll see several images now that shows you the blood is not healthy. Blood clusters, blood clumped, oxygen uptake of the blood is in the basement. Overall wealth or health level also not good. Fatigue throughout the day, can't sleep, muscle pain, muscle sore. After workouts, recovery for eons and eons and eons, and the recovery is very slow. What's the matter? So we look at the blood. And I looked at aspects of, okay, this is what blood looks like when it's unhealthy. And this is what it looks like when your blood is healthy. There's no debate with the images. Science has proven that and shown that. We know how to detect leukemia, Lyme. In my case, I had Lyme. What does that mean? That your blood cells are all clumped together, oxygen intake is pretty much in the basement. And your blood cells that's supposed to look like round, healthy donuts that are in a red blood plasma with kind of fluorescent reddish blood you have healthy blood cells. If they look like shriveled up limes with jagged edges, well, your blood has a viral infection. And as long as you have that, you're not doing well. Meaning, what is it that the parasites do? First of all, they need an acidic environment. So the virus sneaks in and communicates with your central nervous system. You didn't know that? Or certain voices. Let's say you have an upsetting thought that can be triggered by the viral environment inside of you. Again, I'll dare you to do a live blood analysis. I'm saying live, under a dark field microscope. Preferably a microscope that shows you the energetic level of your cells, with somebody that knows how to read blood. Not just some average test and people send you home and tell you you're fine, you don't have anything. After the analysis, you should get to work. You need to get into, I call it brain energetics. You need to get into vitamins. You need to get into regulating. How do I regulate? How do I clear? How do I cleanse my blood? Then digestive system. Then the removal of parasites. And what are the regimens for removing certain systems? You have bacteria. You have viruses. You have fungi. So you have probiotics and you have antibiotics, and everything is so chaotic that you don't even know what's supposed to be in my stomach and what is my biome, which is the household of my digestive system. What is that supposed to even look like for me to be healthy? Certain foods that you eat, you have become immune to because the warning signals at a young age were overridden, so now you are used to eating that. Let's say, and let's just make up your own mind, find your own theorem. That is my observation, not a claim. You're eating eggs and you're agitating your nervous system every time you have your omelets and your cheese omelet, and the topic is egg. Why is the body, have food allergy tests, why is the body allergic to eggs? And not in all food allergy tests will that show up. Why is the body allergic to eggs? Oh, when you were 2 years old, you got a schmaxine where they used egg protein as a carrier to inject into your blood. That was an invasion, it was unnatural, it was a pharmaceutical, and your body goes like, I have to fight this. This doesn't belong into my blood. So since the 2-year-old in the schmospital, you now are tuned to that the egg protein is an enemy because that's how you were jabbed. Who wants Kool-Aid in their blood? Not me. So I'm staying away from pharmaceuticals and Kool-Aid in my blood, just to make that clear. Now, might sound a little bit controversial, but I speak in that way so I'm not read in the wrong way. You see my drift? So now you're eating eggs all your life and you're irritated all your life and you're taxed all your life, but you don't know it. Until you stop doing that, checking what happened when you were little. Some people have little schmaxine passes. Check and evaluate what happened to you. You need to clear it out, and you need to get the information of how to clear it out. I found a website, and it doesn't matter what it looks like, and at the end of the video I will give you a website address if you are interested in a life-changing wellness clearing for your little light booty. And that's universal even for the muggles. They don't understand Galactic Federation. What is he talking about? I'm talking about general wealth and health of this system here that needs to be addressed, and we need to pay attention. So how do parasites work? Well, parasites are in the water, they're in the food, they're in processed foods, they're all around us. If you have cats, you have parasites. If you have dogs, you have parasites. Parasites like collectives that are alike, meaning partners, and science has proven that, pick partners with the same colonies in themselves. But when you get rid of colonies and you become right and just in your mind, and you elevate your state of mind, as in consciousness, getting rid of the infestation of the bloodstream, which is evident once you have done a live blood analysis. If it wasn't for me checking that, I would have never known. I was diagnosed by many so-called schmuckters that said, I am clear, I don't have anything. I found tetanus in my system, a lot of these things that I received over the years that are creating ruckus in the autoimmune defense, which I have noticed studying myself and reading biochemical mechanics of the cellular matrix. Asking myself, why is it that whoever you're going to, that's the expert that follows the protocol, doesn't go further and address this? And many have it, if not all. I've seen at a conference for consciousness people sitting at a desk where a person offered a live blood analysis, and I don't know, 70 people that sat down. Guess what? Everybody had some parasitic or viral or fungal invasion in themselves going on, thinking that they're prime and everything is okay. Nobody noticed. Well, that's how they're hiding. You're thinking you're okay. Maybe you are a person that has bad luck, or you have addictions, or you just being an ass. Well, that might be the colony that's running your system. Talking about possessions, and exorcism. Well, that's what you call demon. Is not a demon. It's the disagreeable part in you, is the parasitic part in you. Why do you think the monetary system is built in a parasitic way? Because these are the colonies within the vessel that are acting out the bidding to live in an environment so they can thrive and the host can be abused. It's deep. It's deep. A friend of mine named Tyler had a vision I'd like to share, which is so mind-blowing, and I agree with him. He said that he was out in the jungle, had an experience, and sacred ceremony, and then he left his body. If you want to call it a dream, let's call it a dream. So in that dream, he left his body and flew through the realm and saw, in the past, politicians. And he looked at the corruption. They had worms in them, like he could literally see parasitic entities floating around them. And they were infested top to bottom. Am I not surprised in the regions where war takes place, or disagreements, or things are parasitic, or somebody wants your invention and they'll give you 10% and they'll take 90% of your invention? It's parasitic. It's not because they're greedy. It's because the energy level of the parasite infection of the body forces the human to act in a parasitic way. Why do you think the charge distribution on this planet, meaning the energy that's being shared on this planet, is not in its equilibrium? Because, very simple, we are parasitic to a degree, and that is what needs to be addressed to heal the human race once and for all. And there are solutions there that get us clear, and modalities, if you do your investigation and you study. So how is the story with the soil? Well, the story with the soil is this. I don't know how many 100 years ago crops would grow, and then production would increase and would increase, and the soil was depleted, and in a natural way it wasn't replenished. So smart scientists came up with the idea, which is again a parasitic state of mind. Artificially, fertilization of the soil brings crops back. But guess what? The natural crops, the original genetic crops from all of that you can even imagine, didn't grow. The yield came out crappy. So it had to be, all of it, genetically modified to grow in artificially fertilized soil. So from the US, we know, and Europe, all the soil for all the agricultural production is artificially fertilized and pesticided, if you will. What does that mean for you? Well, is there actually anything biologically that it's being offered, as I say, bio? I say it's not, because in my observation, very simple, if, and science has proven that, you have food growing in artificially fertilized soil, the bioavailability is in the basement, meaning crap. So we're eating out of deficiency, and we need to wake up from that and understand what it means to eat energetically efficient. If you're eating all the tchotchkes in a store, you put it this way, somebody said, and it's a funny joke, if this side of the store is the health food section, what is all of this in a store? Make up your own mind, come to your own conclusions. And then you can go to the sugar aisles with the sucrose, the 20 different sugars that the body can't process and doesn't even need. I'm not even going into the detail why the body cannot really, not really process white sugar. The snickerdoodles, the chocolate bars, the sugared stuff, the artificial sugared stuff, and I'm not talking about natural honey. This entire aisle, even certain ketchup brands have sugar in it. We are living in a parasitic environment thinking, hey, that omelet tasted great. Or chips, or night and day, all of these starches tasted great, but you're feeding the parasite. Oh, they found out that rice actually is not digestible. Corn is not digestible. Do your own research. Like they filmed with an endoscope if I have that right word for it, they've tracked the digestive system. And rice does not get broken down. You get 10% energy, the rest gets to the parasite, and the other part in you sits in your colon. And if you haven't done a colon cleanse, it sits there until it's black. People have done colon cleanse, they had literally rot coming out of them. Well, what breathes methane and lives in rot? Sorry to say. Parasites, ropeworms, ringworms. You need to clean yourself. Now I'll give you 3 tips how to go about it. And if you're interested in investing in yourself, I'll give you that website at the end of the video. So don't be shocked. For everything there's a solution. So what you want to do is, you want to get your brain energetics in order. You want to get your parasite cleanse in order. You want to get your colon cleanse, aka enemas, in order. Know the recipe. Follow wellness protocols of people that know what they're doing. At some point you have to pay attention in my store. Not now. I will create a PDF with an opinion and of observation of many that have done it, how to go about it. So one thing is that for you to do clarity, you want magic, you want to ascend, you want to be star seeds, you want to be galactic federation, you want to have clear contact, all of this, you need to clear up your backyard. That's what I was told. The Galactic Federation clearly communicated if the vessel is unclear, it is unclear how contact is established because your psyche, as in your psionic power, is handicapped because you cannot connect with them properly because you have parasites in your central nervous system, CNS, interfering with the communication. And they're ancient. Make no mistake, these parasites are old. They have studied the human race, they have studied the evolution, everything, all the history that happened here, all the mythological constructs. They can play with you, they can play any thoughts, they can appear as angels, they can do all the mimicry. And when they're out of the picture, you also will know who's who when contacting extraterrestrial races or nations. So get that clear, because that's fact. And it's coming up, and it's coming more to the clear, and it'll help you. And when you follow instructions, you'll be on your way. So I say this again to wrap this up. Brain energetics, parasite cleanse, colon cleanse, enema, knowing what to do with an enema, clearing out your bowels, eating clean and clear food, doing a cleanse, but not a radical cleanse, and not one that's to the detriment of your digestive system. Know what and how to do it. I looked at Dr. Sebi, David Avocado Wolf. There are many out there. Find a combination. I looked at also blood types in you. I'm type O negative, so there's certain foods I can't even digest. I'm lactose intolerant because milk is for cows. Cows have several stomachs. I think up to 40 times the enzymic construct than you have. They can break down the fats you can't break down. So what are you drinking? So again, drink plant-based stuff. Stay with plant and original stuff for vegans. You know, watch certain salads if you don't wash them. Parasitic. All the greens full of parasites, more parasites than meat, so you got to be careful. For the meat eaters or those who eat everything, wash your food thoroughly that comes to your house, dip it in vinaigrette, or dip it in hydrogen water, or dip it even in ozone water. If you have an ozone generator, make your own ozone water, dip it in, and watch the foam coming out your food. Watch the foam coming out your kale. Watch the foam coming out your zucchini or carrots. They're all dipped and sprayed and whatnot. Everything in the store, make no mistake how healthy you're trying to do it. From small foods to whatever foods, to Trader Joe's and whatever the name is. There's a process in making no food, and everything that is processed is altered and that is subject to parasites. Analyze that. Take your water. You know, if you have a hobby microscope, take a drop of water. I don't know, at a gas station, bottled water in plastic. Take a little drop, put it on a glass slide and look at it. Do the investigation for yourself, and you'll be amazed what you find. My life has changed. My intelligence has increased. I lost weight without being on a diet, down to 1 meal a day, eating correctly according to my blood type, and really having an idea what foods to enjoy and what foods to avoid. There is a reason for the season. We're not here for the pleasing. So all my star seeds, my galactics, my intellectuals, and even the muggles, if you have no defense in you, you have mental control. So if somebody is online, let's say he's a troll and he infects the thread and talks to everybody and is attacking, guess what? Parasitic infestation creates nothing but debate, destruction, and disrupt and separation and segregation. Those who have a powerful mind and a strong mind that can override the bacteria, doesn't mean you're clear, but you have a strong mind, it'll be evident. So those who are in resonance are pretty much clear and on their way. Those who want to debate or get aggravated or they're triggered, oh Lord, do you have parasites running the show. Let's say you're coming home and you're making a choice. I don't know, parenthood's bad, you're an aggressive character. Well, you have an aggressive parasite in you. Could be trichinosis, could be protozoa, could be Lyme, which I had for 40 years. And I was diagnosed, I don't have anything. So I don't say condemn the karma industry. I'd say work in an integral process to get you out of pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals are anything artificially created that doesn't belong in your body. I would stay away from. If you can't eat it, why should it be in your stomach? Why should it be in your blood? Again, I state, I don't like Kool-Aid in my blood. If you do and you think that's making you better and you believe in that type of hoodoo, you are not really on a path of righteousness. So clear mind state, superior mind, and intellectual mind is clear for contact, and that's what we are preparing you for. So hopefully this gave you a guideline of how to stand clear and find clarity and life-changing things and ascension tools, most likely, that assist you in a higher vibratory state so you can actually communicate with your oversoul free of anybody charging you anything. That's where this comes from. And then the industry will change and things will be more feasible and some will be free because we are abundant being. We are underpopulated. There's so much space. I drive around in the US and in between from here to Vegas, nothing but desert. So there's no complaint. There's here to maintain and gain and build, expand, amplify and refine. I am Commander Arcturus Ra, representative of the Arcturian Council, speaking to the Galactic Federation. And I wish you an enlightened and most activated day. So pay attention for the information that I will leave now. Peace and blessings.